We have two gentlemen riding with us today on the Mule Train News, and they are here from Texas Tech University. Texas Tech University out of Lubbock has received from the Cancer Prevention Research Institute of Texas a grant, and it is going to grant a lot to Muleshoe, where they are really focusing on our community. Now, Conrad Lyford is sitting on my right, and can you explain why you're focusing on Muleshoe?
Well, Muleshoe has some very interesting demographics, or useful demographics, in terms of being relatively local to Texas Tech. We're close enough to get there. At the same time, it does have a fairly reasonably high cancer incident. And overall, over 50% of all cancer is preventable by behavior. So if you think about, that's really what the grant's all about. We're focusing on sunburn prevention, obviously tobacco use prevention. Also, most people don't realize if you're obese, you also have a risk of getting a lot higher risk of getting cancer. So half of all cancers are preventable. So working with people, local community leaders, to really make a big difference for preventing cancer in Muleshoe.
And now, how are you going to get this word out of the way that you and the general public can prevent cancer, which we all dread? You do, I do, everyone does.
Yes, ma'am. Well, we're utilizing multiple interventions. We're using the local community support. We have bulletins that are being published in all the church bulletins. We have marquees throughout the community of Muleshoe. We have marquee blurbs and information that's being passed, and we're working in partnership with the United Supermarkets here in Muleshoe, in conjunction with their New Val wellness program that United has. With their New Val system, they're allowing us to utilize their facility with posters, handouts. We're doing food demonstrations. We're doing food tasting on how to eat nutritionally and how to use that discretionary money that you would use at McDonald's to eat healthier, utilizing the nutritional foods that United has.
Now, that's United here in Muleshoe that you're targeting, and you're listening to the voice of Barry McCool. Now, are you with Texas Tech?
Yes, ma'am. I'm a professor in the health science department, and I'm really the assistant, I guess you would say, nutritionist and technology person for the grant. I take care of the blog that the participants can look at on a daily basis and can make their comments on. And
now, this is on a blog.
Yes, ma'am. This is on a blog that when we did the initial data collection here in Muleshoe, we had a group of individuals that wanted to have the classes that we're giving, the food demonstrations and the food tasting, and then we had a group that, because of their jobs and their commitment to family, that they were available to do a technology reinforcement behavior through utilizing a blog that's dedicated just to these individuals. So,
now, can anybody go on the blog, and what is the name of it if they can?
Not everybody can go on the blog. Because,
and why is that?
Because we wanted to make this a private blog that targeted just those individuals that are participating in the study, so that...
and how did you select these individuals?
Well, most of it was self-selection, where they chose that they wanted to participate in the technology aspect of this rather than coming into United and to the co-op for the food demonstrations and stuff. They felt that they could get more out of it by doing it from the technology side. So we set the blog up with just those individuals.
I see. And what kind of things are on the blog?
Things, well, like this morning I put on the blog a how to eat healthy during Halloween for children.
Well, now, can you not share that with our public? You know, there's a lot of people out there who really need that information.
Well, there's things like milk chocolate versus dark chocolate, the antioxidants and stuff that are in the dark chocolate that makes that a better choice, a healthier choice than the normal milk chocolate.
So the dark chocolate is better.
Oh yes, the dark chocolate is better for you. Yes, but there's things like that, and one of the reason for doing this is because of the busy life of the people that are the cotton farmers and the agriculturists here. They just don't have time to take off from the field to come in for the actual hands-on demonstration, so they can do this after hours, and it's a real plus from their standpoint because this technology is available and they're utilizing it.
Now, let's talk a little bit about when you go into United, and here in Muleshoe only, right?
That's correct. We basically have some posters and signs for a Nouvelle program that United Supermarkets is doing, and it's a program that's designed to help you make decisions about food and the healthiness of it. And basically, the higher the score, when you walk down United, every product pretty much has a Nouvelle score on it. The higher the score, the better the product in terms of health on that scale. So you can kind of...
But now, it's not actually on the product. Tell me where you find this score.
Okay, the score is actually going to be on the label. When you walk down the aisle, you know where the price is. You know, prices now, these days aren't actually on the product anymore. They're on that little thing next to below the product typically. And next to that price, you'll have something called a Nouvelle score. And it'll be a little signal with a little insignia with a Nouvelle on it, and it'll have a score on it.
Now, is that on everything in the store almost?
Virtually everything in the store has that Nouvelle score for it.
Now, this is only in United in Muleshoe.
That's right. This is only happening in United in Muleshoe, something very unique. And what we're doing here really is a unique effort. No one else has really done it like this to the extent we're doing it. And so it's a real opportunity, I think, for Muleshoe to do something special and unique that can make a real difference in their own community. And other people, if they learn from it, other communities can try it too. Now,
the score, is it rated starting at 1?
Yeah, the worst rating to get is a 1, and the best is a 99. So you want a higher score, and that's actually important to know because we were talking to somebody I was talking to there, and she thought that the lower score was better. But obviously we want the higher score. And that's what you want. And you typically see fruits and vegetables having a high score. You know, your candy bars, your donuts, and everything will have a very low score.
Mm-hmm. And this is in United in Muleshoe. It's called a Nouvelle.
Nouvelle, N-U-V-A-L, and it's a national program that United has decided to implement in their stores, and we're just trying to help promote that and make it more effective, as well as we're focusing not just on obviously healthy eating, which is part of cancer prevention, but we're also focused on sunburn prevention as well as tobacco cessation as well.
So this is something very important to be cognizant of here in Muleshoe at United, and the higher the score there's on the shelf near the price, it tells you the better it is for you and your family and your guests who come into your home and eat, right? That
is affirmative. It is very important that you look at the 3 aspects of the study that we're doing. We're concentrating on the cessation of the use of oral tobacco products, snuff, and leaf tobacco, and the fact that this has increased your risk of oral cancer. And the dentists and the dental hygienists have really looked at this as being a cause. And we're trying to educate people on alternatives for tobacco usage. And the other thing is on sunburn, especially here in Muleshoe, where you have such a tremendous amount of agricultural being done, the cotton fields and all. People are driving around or working in the fields. They have a baseball cap on, but they don't realize that their ears and the back of their neck and their noses are being sunburned. And it only takes one real bad sunburn to set you up later in life to have melanoma cancer, skin cancer. And that is a tremendously viable, viral type of cancer that's conducive to Muleshoe and some of these other rural Texas communities. So we really want to up the awareness of the Muleshoe residents that use your sunscreen. If you sweat, reapply the sunscreen because it washes off. It's not waterproof. want to be aware of wearing broad brim hats. When we put broad brim hats on the survey, people didn't know what we were talking about until we said cowboy hats. And then they can make the connection between a broad brim hat that covers the back of your neck and your ears like a cowboy hat does.
So a cowboy hat actually would be preferred.
Oh yes, ma'am. When you look back in history and you look at all the 40s and 50s cowboy movies, do you ever see a cowboy wearing short sleeve shirts? No. Do you ever see them without a hat on, other than on a fight? No. Do they have a lot of sunburns and cancers back then? No, because they were covered up always, and they were wearing cowboy hats, so it protected them from a lot from the melanoma cancers.
And what about going to a spa and getting
this is not, I'm not hammering the tanning salons, but it's a proven fact that tanning beds and tanning salons really increase your risk to skin cancer because you have an intensified environment that really is not treating your skin well. And one of the reasons why some of these movie stars, like, we'll look at Michael Douglas, they always have a tan in the middle of winter. They're in the tanning beds and everything else, but if you look at their skin's really, really thick, lots of lines and everything else. Makeup does a lot, but the healthy tan looking of a teenager in later life is going to make you look really, really old with all of the adverse effects that exposure is going to do.
What about the spray on or paint on tanning?
That's just a chemical, and so you're not exposing yourself to UV rays. You're not exposing yourself to other things like that. It won't prevent a sunburn. So when you spray on that liquid tan, it's not a sun cream. It's basically dyeing your skin for a short period of time, but it's not giving you any protection from the UV sun rays.
Right. And so I don't think that probably a farmer or someone who works in the agriculture industry out in the sun, especially in the way it's been recently in West Texas, ever thought about, hey, I need to protect myself. You think about it, if you're going to the swimming pool or to the beach when you get to go that far, yes, but not on the farm right next door to you.
Exactly right. And in your community is exposed to this, the sun rays, because of the fact that we've had 45 days of 100-degree temperatures. That means you don't have any clouds out there. You're exposed to the sun. You get reflective sun off the equipment if you're out there on a combine or a tractor. The sun's rays are reflecting off of instrument panels and stuff, so it's still burning you like under the chin and stuff. You need to put your sunscreen on.
And remember those ears. Now, let's go into sunscreen. Mm-hmm. What kind is the best kind of sunscreen, Conrad? The number and everything.
Well, it needs to have an SPF of at least 50. Anything above that really doesn't have a lot of impact beyond that. Actually, Dr. McCool actually knows more about the sunscreen. He's handling more.
Okay.
More the nutrition angle.
Okay, all right.
You know that the USDA just came out about 3 months ago with new SPF ratings. Mm-hmm. And what they found was that if, in the past, if you were buying like SPF 95 or 100, mm-hmm. that didn't provide you any more protection than SPF 50 did. All you were doing was paying more money for the higher number that didn't do you any good. Mm-hmm. The other thing was the USDA is emphasizing the fact that these advertisers that say that this is waterproof, you only have to apply it once, you go into the pool, and you're protected, you're not. And so they came out and they said that you have to have on the new labeling the fact that this is not waterproof. Once you come out of the shower, once you come out of the ocean from the beach or out of the pool or out of the lake from water skiing or whatever you happen to be doing with your water sports, you need to reapply the sunscreen because you don't have that protection that you think you have. And the community that's working out in the fields and out on the ranches on a daily basis, and they're out there 8 to 10 hours a day, even your ranchers and your cotton farmers, they need to utilize that sunscreen. They need to apply it often to get maximum protection to protect themselves.
Now, how are you going to get this across to the farm laborer also?
Well, that's been a major challenge for us. It's how do we contact the community, and we're trying to work through you all, utilizing local media, utilizing the newspaper, through the blogs to the people that have signed up for that. We're looking at it through educational programs that we're going to be utilizing at United. Right now we're concentrating on fall fruits and vegetables as our emphasis because that's the season. In the spring we will really hit it hard on sunscreens and sunburn because that's kind of gone by the wayside right now. And so we want to emphasize it when it has the most impact.
Now, do you work in the school system at all?
We are trying the Muleshoe ISD has been tremendously supportive of our research, and they're providing us assets. We were invited to come to the Pink Out a couple weeks ago and the barbecue to set up booth and to provide literature and information and answer questions. Tonight, I'm meeting with your Boy Scout troop, and I'm going to be giving them a program and some handouts on the use of oral tobacco products and the fact that snuff and Redmond leaf tobacco is a major cause of oral cancer. So we're trying to get into the community. We're working with the Senior Center. We've had several programs with the Senior Center where we provided this information to those individuals, and we've had really good support from your local churches and your church communities here.
Now, what about a program if an organization, especially like Girl Scouts or other young people's organizations, can you come and present a program to them?
Absolutely, we're set up to do that, and we have a group of people that are experts in each of these different areas of cancer prevention, and we've got the best information, and we're set up to do that. And the thing is about the program, you have to understand that when you say it's like the 101 of cancer prevention, I mean it's really, it's not that complicated. I mean, if you think about the challenge of preventing sunburn, you can prevent 100% of the melanoma, pretty much 100% of all the melanoma cancers if you don't get sunburned. If no one got sunburned, you wouldn't get melanoma cancer. And everyone we talked to out here, one of the mayor's friends, so different people we've talked to they know people, farmers in particular, who've gotten this type of melanoma cancer on their ear and come down their jaw. Of course, everyone knows about tobacco. They think maybe we use snuff, it'll be a little better, or do some chew. Well, it's not that much better than smoking. It's not much safer. Sure. And so it's just as bad really for you. And of course, there's tremendously bad effects of being overweight in terms of health effects, heart disease, diabetes, etc. But of course, most people overlook the effect of how it affects their cancer rate. And so, a lot of things, if we can just focus on the basics, I think, if we can do these things, some other people have done some other studies, and they've shown that if you just focus on the basics and people understand the messages and they implement them, it can have a really big impact. People lose weight. They don't get sunburned. They maybe hopefully reduce their tobacco use, and we can have some big impacts on, 5-10 years out. We don't have to, attend so many funerals of people we love.
Absolutely. I was thinking when, of course, we're in West Texas and Texas too, where football is sort of the king, and maybe it should go into the coaches and the coaching association when these boys start in August. That is a big heat season for Muleshoe and all of Texas, and that sun is blistering hot, so maybe need some protection there for the football players and the cheerleaders.
Especially the coaches. The coaches, they wearing their ball caps are out there. They're not thinking about putting sunscreen on or anything like that. They're thinking about, I need to cover the offense, I need to cover the defense, and so on. Right. And so, yes, it's very important that we reach out to that demographics. It's really important.
Well, really and truly, not just that demographic, all.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, because it doesn't matter the age,
right.
It doesn't matter the nationality, it really doesn't matter about who you are, where you live, or how old you are. You know, it hits everybody. And one of the things I love from the American Cancer Society was a little jingle: slip, slap, and slop.
Yeah, that's a
you
good
know,
one.
slip on something over you, slop on some sunscreen, and slap on that hat.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
know. And they didn't say a ball cap either, did
That's
they?
right. They didn't say a ball cap, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
What have we not covered, Conrad Lyford?
Well, one thing I would note that there's actually little greens, what they call shelf talkers sticking out in the United supermarkets. So if you actually go down the aisle, we've actually identified items we think are economical as well as have good new val scores in virtually a number of the aisles there. And by the end of this, by about every month, we're adding more items as we look at each category and evaluate what's there. And really, we're just saying, these are products we think are fairly economical and they have good health outcomes. So you might think, well, we're over here getting the white bread. Well, here's one over here that's pretty comparable in price, but it's going to yield some better health outcomes. So, that's right. But my overall belief about this whole thing is that if you do lots of little things for yourself and your family, just be aware of the risks, take appropriate things, and lots of little things can make a big difference. And, for example, when you're eating pizza, maybe don't get the soda with the pizza, drink milk or something else. Lots of little choices can make a big difference in your health outcomes. And of course, with obesity, of course, you want to look at exercise. Maybe you think about walking a little bit more instead of taking your car.
But put on a hat.
That's right. Put on a hat at the same time. So, it's all, I think.
Even any time of the year, don't you think?
In West Texas, yes. In West Texas, you really should. There's not a lot of shade when you're walking around, and you're going to get sunburned. It doesn't matter what time. If you're going to be outside more than 30 minutes, I think 15 or 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you need to do something about it.
And think about the time of day you're going out.
Absolutely.
And senior citizens can always walk in the early morning at the Oneida Wagner Senior Citizen Center. There's plenty of room there, and that's at Main and Avenue D in downtown Muleshoe.
Yes. Yeah, that's a great idea. Just think about those things like that. Encourage your friends if they have a problem with smoking or tobacco use. It's tough to quit. If you talk to your friends that are in it, it's just tough to get out of it. But encourage them to do it. I know Barry's been talking a lot about we're trying to work with the coaches, maybe talking to them about the kids about the dangers of oral tobacco use. Maybe they chew bubble gum instead of that. Substitute out. And so you just think about, we're going to have flyers in the schools, giving the school kids to try to say, but like I said, it's the 101 things. It's real simple. We all can do these things. It's not complicated. It's not rocket science. We can do these things if we think about them and work about them.
Dr. McCool, anything else you want to add?
Well, you mentioned the cheerleaders, and that particular demographic is really susceptible to sunburn and the follow-on problems associated with that. One of the things that has come up is that there was I believe she was Miss Maryland, and she was going to a tanning salon 3 times a week, getting ready for she wanted to have the golden tan and everything for the Miss America contest. And 4 years later now, at 25, she's had 21 operations to have different things on her body removed from the cancer that is the result of that competition. So your cheerleaders out here that all want to look healthy and bright and golden tan and stuff, and they go to the pool that you have here. When the pool opens next year, we're going to have a group of us. We have graduate students from both ag science at Texas Tech and from human science or health sciences in the nutrition department. They're helping us with this study. We will be here when that pool opens to educate people and provide information on use of sunscreen and what this is going to do to you 30 years from now.
We've been talking with Conrad Lyford and Barry McCool, both from Texas Tech University, and they are working here in Muleshoe with the Cancer Prevention Research Institute of Texas. They have received a grant, and they are focusing on Muleshoe, trying to help you and me be more aware of what we eat, what we do, and how we are living day to day to help prevent cancer in our life.